Hello, hello. Welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast, episode 258. We're going to talk about Uber customer support that saved the day. Not really. And a Doordash driver refused to deliver Plan B. Kind of not really either, but it does involve Plan B. We're back from Tennessee, Nashville, all in one piece. Sort of. No, just
Sort of.
kidding.
Some more than others.
Some more than others. We'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. Go to gigeconomyshow.com for everything podcast show related. You can sign up for our newsletter. You can download episodes of the show. I want to thank our Patreon members. Samson from I only have done this 5,000 times, and I don't know where the fucking thing is. Sorry. I have a lot of videos downloaded. There we go. Samson from Grand Rapids, Bud from North Carolina, Omer from Detroit, Delivery Cats from Michigan, Frank from Philly, Tom from Chicago, Jim from Connecticut, Miguel from GR, Linda from Tampa, Jerry Gillette from Kentucky, and at least for 7 days.
That's right. At least for 1 week.
She signed up for the free trial.
Yep.
It's Faith from Las Vegas, and thank you so much. And we spent a lot of time with Faith this weekend. My sound is not off, Steve, because I checked it 7 times because it was broke. So it's your computer. It's broke. It's broke.
It does not sound like normal.
It doesn't sound like normal?
It does not.
Motherfucker. Larry. I don't know what to do. I hate this stupid fucking thing.
If Faith cancels, I'm going to be pissed. That's all I'm saying.
Settings, audio, Zoom. I don't know what else to do. According to YNAB, according to StreamYard, I hate when this happens. I start in a flow and it fucking pisses me off. I'm trying to have fun in this fucking thing. I don't know what else to do. Nothing I can do about it.
Yeah,
let's just roll. Worry about it.
Let's roll, man. Let's roll with it.
We're gonna have to figure it out at another time.
We'll just blame it on our weekend in Nashville. We don't sound up to par.
Right. Well, if you're an audio listener, you don't give a shit because it's going to sound great. So
yeah, that's right.
Go to gigeconomyshow.com and you can get all that stuff. Larry, tell us about the Telegram group.
So our Telegram group, that's how we communicate back and forth. It's a communication app. It's like texting, but besides doing text messages, you can also do voice or video messages, which is really cool. Video comes in handy sometimes when you want to show something, and text or voice, the voice messages comes in handy when you're out driving or you don't want to try to text while you're driving, but sometimes it's easy to just push that button and record a voice message. You can talk with gig workers all around the country. You can get to know them. You can get to know us, and you can come on the Gig Economy Picnic get together next year.
We're gonna have to rename it.
Yeah, it's not the picnic, it's the Gig Economy Getaway.
It's you gotta be pretty tight to go on that though, because if we're sharing rooms together, we're gonna do some background checks.
There's an extensive screening process. It's way deeper than the Uber or Lyft background checks. So yeah,
it's the whole thing. Does the sound a little bit better?
It does.
Okay. For some reason in the settings there is, like, you really need to know, there's like, I'm not even gonna explain it.
Yeah, let's just roll on.
So stories from the road. So we had a great time. I'm gonna play some videos. You're probably not gonna care about them, but we had fun. So there was a lot of gambling and a lot of drinking that went involved. Larry doesn't drink, but he does gamble.
What are you talking about? Look, I can drink my beer right now.
Yeah, your root beer. And so we had a great time. So we're going to play. That's going to be kind of stories from the road. And let's see. So the first one, Faith brought a, what do you call it? Like a plastic horse track or horse.
Yeah, race? It's a little horse game. And if you're old enough to remember the old football games that vibrated and the football players would go around. It's the same concept. There's 6 tracks, so 6 little plastic horses. You start them off in the starting gate, you turn it on, it vibrates, you lift the gate, and they vibrate down the track. And supposedly, it's random as to who wins. But we found that on our game, if you didn't get lane 2, 3, or 4, you were screwed.
Yeah. If you got 1 and 5, forget about it.
Forget it. 5 would never even be halfway down the track by the time.
Right.
6 in like 3 times out of the several thousand races we were in.
Yeah.
I don't think lane 1 ever won.
No, I don't think so. Well, here's a 10-second video of that.
Yeah. 3, baby. 3,
oh,
baby.
Come on. It was just a prick tease. It was just a fucking tease.
Come on, baby.
Any other lane but 3. What is that for?
That money on the table was just there for show. We were not gambling. We would not do that.
Right. And that scream at the end was pretty much me every time I won.
Which was a lot on Saturday. Was it Saturday night or Sunday? No,
Saturday, because
Saturday night. John cleaned up Friday night.
Correct.
Yeah. Jason was on fire Saturday night. I mean, on fire.
I first didn't start out. I was a little, because it was $5 a match, and
you didn't even play at first. We were playing for a good half hour before you even decided you wanted to try it. And we were like, "Come on, Jason, just try one." And then he played, and then he won, and then he was all in.
Oh yeah, I think I cleared like $100 on that game over the weekend. So.
At $5, yeah. Everybody pitches in $5. So much fun though. We had a blast. The horse race was great. We played that. We had that at our Airbnb, but then Sunday someone brought it to the. No, wasn't it that we were playing something different at the bar? That's right.
Yeah, I have a video of that.
It shows you that we will gamble on damn near anything.
All right, here's one of the videos at one of the bars we were at.
No.
Ever.
You would actually be surprised how many people I hand them and they try and take
Yeah, they don't do the.
You gotta.
Hey, I did it with my pinky and they all gave me shit. They're like, do it with your tongue.
Cheating.
Oh, see, she told you.
Do what with your tongue?
All right, here we go.
The Jello shot.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. That wasn't sensual.
Peanut butter in it. Yeah. I love Reese's.
They're good. Well, if you're here, if Alex and his old lady is supposed to pick me up, maybe you can give you a ride to your car.
Thank you, Kirby, please.
Thank you, dear. People think you Kirby, please.
Thank you, Officer Larry.
I would not be in Kirby, please. I was simply informing y'all all the rules because I know y'all had read it. And I don't want him to get in trouble.
Oh, it's all going to her. The heat is going to her and him for breaking the plate.
I'll break more plates tonight, Larry.
Just because I booked it doesn't mean you're not.
Right.
You know that. Here's me. I'm like, you can put my name on it.
I won't break everything.
Yeah, go ahead. You're on the hook. Just because I put my name down, don't mean I won't come after
You
you.
can put my name on it, but you're not getting my credit card.
There's that one. That's paid. So you can.
So we were at the bar at that same bar. We were betting on a little. There's a game. It's just a little app where it's a big picture or a graphic of a crocodile mouth. With
I got a video of that.
Okay, we'll show it later then. But yeah, we were betting on that too.
The mouth doesn't close on you. You
All right,
well.
and Jason, next to
One
the
person
rotation.
gets eliminated every round, and then the team row.
Thank you, Taylor.
I have to drive and take it off.
Thank you. Oh, I forgot.
And I am not going to take Larry's because I'm going to drive. You guys, thank you. Share Larry's.
Did you go?
One more. We got one more.
Yeah. See you, man.
Oh, he's out.
All right, he gets two.
Yeah, you get two because you went out first.
No.
Yeah. Come on. You're not even driving.
All right.
All right, Michael. He's out.
Yeah, you're out.
So we.
Misfire.
I'm saying at least, maybe, no.
Mother. No. Boom. God dang it.
Oh, so first of all, big shout out to Taylor, our bartender and waitress. She was wonderful taking care of us.
Yeah,
We're there gambling on this crocodile game
for like 4 hours.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're the last one left remaining, so yeah, basically you touch your tooth on the crocodile. If his mouth closes, you're out.
Yeah.
But
The kids, there's a physical one you can get, but I don't know. I was Larry and I came a little bit later when they went down there, and they were already gambling on that. So I'm like, I don't know who brought it up or whatnot, but yeah, that was
don't
super.
know how that started, but we came in late.
Yeah, we came in late, and Gabe drank so much. There's about an hour of time on that weekend that he does not remember.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he wanted to get on a scooter in inebriated state, and luckily he was not allowed to do that.
no, he was not. So
because that is not safe.
No, it's not.
But we had a great time. It was wonderful to see everybody. It was great to meet Faith. We had a lot of fun. Just going out and exploring Nashville, having some good food, having some fun. Like I said, playing some games, just playing these little games together.
Yeah, it was a good time. You should go to Nashville just for a couple days. And then you want to go home.
Yep.
Don't go out at night if you're older than 40 either.
Speak for yourself.
No, thanks. I'll stick to day drinking. All right. Stories from the road, obviously Nashville. And then I don't think Larry has any gig work, but I came home from Nashville on Monday, and then Tuesday, normally I do Market Wagon, but I had an appointment. It's kind of long, short story long. I had an appointment, but they didn't have it, and then tried to get back in Market Wagon, but she already scheduled it, so I didn't have any work. So I decided to go out, and I was just driving around, did an Uber Eats, and then I got a curry request. Shoot, I was going to save these text messages, but I guess I saved screenshots of them. But anyways, I didn't load them. And it was to Traverse City, and from Grand Rapids to Traverse City is about 148 miles. It came in at 118, and I was like, oh, no. And I'd sit on it. I watched it. It kind of went up a little bit, and then it went up one more. And then with Curry, they know you're online, and they know you're close to the pickup location, which I was like 8 minutes from. So they'll send you a text message if no one's going to take it. And they were like, hey, will you take it for this much? And, of course, I wasn't going to. And then they said, well, how much? And I said something like, I go 175. And then they countered for 145. And how about this? I was like, nope. And then I think it didn't go exactly like that. But then she was like, well, what will you do it for? And I was like, 175. That's what I'll do it for. And they're like, okay. And freaking gave me the at 175. So it went up $30-$40.
Nice.
And so I've never really had a text exchange. So there is some negotiation when they're desperate to get it up and no one's taking it.
Sure.
Now would I would wanted it for more? Yes. But like as I get older, I'm quite the I'm becoming more introverted. So the weekend was a lot of extrovert. So
a lot. A lot. It was a lot.
It was a lot. And I can sit in this car for 2 hours north and go up to sunny Traverse City. It was a beautiful day. So I did that. The only problem with that is, and of course, I looked if there were chargers there because I knew I would have to charge. I wasn't going to take it if it was like in the middle of the woods and I didn't have a charger. And there was a bunch of chargers in downtown Traverse City. I'm like, let's go. Great. Yeah. So I'm driving up there and it's kind of busy. And so then I get close. I do my drop and the charger's about 3 miles north. And I get closer and there's people fucking everywhere. And then I look and all the chargers, everything's blocked off because I forgot that on 4th of July week, it's Cherry Festival up in Traverse City, carnivals and stages and amusements and all that stuff. So, and it took me, I don't know, 20 minutes to get out of Traverse City. So I left there and randomly there was a charger at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. I don't know why. And so I sat there and charged and it was a good charger. And then I drove home and then I was almost late for the Whitecaps because, everything takes a little bit longer than you think.
Yeah.
Always does. You're going to estimate the time in your head and you're doing the math and you're like, oh, plenty of time. And then I'm like, basically drove home, changed into my uniform and drove back. And the dumb part of it was that I wish I would have grabbed my uniform because I drove right past the ballpark on the.
You just drove right there. And
yeah. I could have hung out there and changed my clothes and that would have been fine, but it didn't happen. So Josh made a snarky comment How was your charity run yesterday? I mean, I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, I made $175 and minus my $9 for charging.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I was fine.
Yeah.
I was happy with it.
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, you kind of was I going to make 175 staring at home? Absolutely not.
Nope.
Not on a random Tuesday in the middle of summer. No.
Yeah.
No.
Not happening.
No. Bubba Sue says she goes, I'll go day drinking in Nashville. See, let's go, Bubba Sue.
Hey, yeah. Should have been there. Like I said, we had a great time. Big shout out to Jason for putting it all together. He organized everything. Found our Airbnb. And well, as much as you can, it's like herding cats.
It is like herding cats.
But also a big shout out to Faith coming to stay with these yahoos that she didn't know. And not only that, she brought the horse game, and she also set up a really fun, nice scavenger hunt for us to do.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Around Nashville, which we did. It had some fun things that you had to do. Like here's some of the ones I had. Ask someone what their favorite Southern food is and record their answer. Record a stranger saying, "Don't be a dick." Take a picture of a woohoo girl. So we had like 8 of these that we had to do, and this was the trophy for the winner, which I took home the trophy.
What does it say? It says 2025 GEP or
gig economy podcast champion.
Gotcha. I was like,
our gig economy picnic champion. I don't know which one that P is supposed to stand for, but since we didn't picnic, I'm assuming it's podcast.
Yeah, we didn't pick it. So
yeah, thanks to her for doing that. It was great meeting her, and she really took some time and effort to kind of put some fun things together for us, which we all really enjoyed. So
right,
and thanks to everybody who came too. Yeah, Seth, is great to see him. John, Gabe, you. I mean, just a really great time. Unlike
Faith, a woohoo girl is not a hooker.
People. I'm so used to hearing, talking about the term being this close to Nashville. I live an hour from Nashville. I'm down there all the time. So I'm this constant, you hear about woohoo girls all the time, but yeah, in case you didn't know, woohoo girls, they're the bachelorette capital of the world. They have bachelorettes there constantly. And so you'll see the big parties of bachelorettes riding these party buses. They have one that's a hay wagon that's pulled by a tractor. They have one that's a school bus with the roof cut off and a hot tub in the back. This endless party mobiles go down Broadway. We sit there at that restaurant watching the Nathan hot dog contest, and probably 80 of them pass by as we're sitting there.
Yeah.
So they'll just be driving through, and of course they want to shout out at everybody, so they can just yell and they're going woo. So that's why they get called woohoo girls.
Yeah.
Not because they are hookers. Those are there in Nashville too, but
you got to look for those a little bit harder than the actual woo.
A wee bit.
So
yeah.
All right, gig economy in the news. Thank you for Gabe for sharing this. The New York Taxi Commission. If you remember, I think in 2024 we talked about New York Uber and Lyft drivers are getting locked out when they were driving because because of the minimum. I think it was Uber and Lyft trying to fight the minimum wage rules. So they had to work more to recoup their, it's just because they didn't want to pay so much, you know what I mean? So I guess they've been the union has been has fighting it. So it says on Wednesday the Taxi Commission voted unanimously to restrict the lockouts under new amendments adopted by the agency. Uber and Lyft can still impose lockouts. This is interesting. They must give at least a 72-hour notice to affected drivers.
Wow.
So
3-day notice.
3-day notice that you're not going to be able to work on Monday, I guess. Let's just say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least you can make other plans in.
Yeah, for sure. And the companies can't lock out drivers for at least 16 hours once they start accepting trips. Uber and Lyft face a $500 fine for each rule violation. And then the updated protections, which also include a 5% pay raise for drivers, going to effect August 1st. So this is great for them. I mean, I remember when we talked about this, I was so frustrated for them because it's like that's the whole point of, the gig work is the independent contracting part,
right?
Working when you want.
Yeah. And I mean, I'd be pissed. You're planning on going out and working all day, and you take 2 rides, and all of a sudden, you're locked out for 8 hours. that's just be frustrating as all get out. I mean, obviously we tell people all the time, don't put all your eggs in one basket, but we most of us generally have the apps that we lean on the most.
Of course.
And if those go away, then you have to fall back to your kind of second tier apps, and you're usually not going to make as much money on them. You're not going to stay as busy just because that's not your usual gig. So
right.
Yeah, just to be told indiscriminately, okay, you're done for the day. Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, I would bet that the Uber Lyft game in New York has affected them more than probably a lot of people. Because I would bet it was very profitable, even way more than us back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of people are like, oh, because driving jobs, like driving a taxi or whatever, like that's a big thing in those bigger cities. And for them to come in and kind of lock them out, it kind of sucks. So, I mean, again, it's the taxi and limousine commission. I mean, they're kind of employees now, really. So, I mean, that's the only bad part.
Right. It's walking a real fine line there.
Yeah. I actually don't mind the Prop 22 thing in California. I wouldn't mind that here because I've seen some of those deposits those drivers get, and it's like their healthcare stipend and stuff like that. I mean, there's sizable amounts of money, and they can still go on anytime they want. So, yeah, but moving on, an imposter driver, Larry.
Yeah, so there's a couple. They were down in South Florida to get on a cruise, and so they hired an Uber, as people will do, to take them to the cruise ship. It said they'd never taken a Uber before, so they were a little leery anyway. So they got in. This is in Fort Lauderdale. Taking an Uber from their hotel to, it's called Port Everglades, where some of the cruise ships dock. So yeah, first time using it. They said, we were kind of thinking, is this going to be a smooth, thing that we do, or, we've just never done it. It was unknown to them. They said at first everything looked, just fine. They said that when they ordered the Uber, it was the right car that showed up that was in the app, had the Uber sign on it, license number, matched. They said the Uber driver had his confirmation, the PIN code that some people use. They said, but about 10 minutes after the ride started, said the driver kind of starts looking around his car and, like he's looking for something and feeling on his seat. He's like, oh, dang, it seems like I left my wallet somewhere. In Port Everglades, where the cruise ships are at, everybody that comes through that's over 18 has to show ID at the checkpoint. So
to get off the boat?
Well, just to get into the port. So even Uber drivers have to show their ID coming in.
Okay.
So this driver pulls over and asks the passenger if he would drive. She said, "You've got your passport on you. Why don't you just switch places with me and drive in, and then I'll drive out. You'll be good." So the guy, obviously being his first Uber ride, he didn't know what to expect. I guess he didn't know this is not usual thing. So he actually switched with him. But when they got to the checkpoint, the police officer said everybody, all of them had to show their ID. So, the driver's saying, I don't have my ID. And the officer's like, show it to me. Don't play games with me. Don't act like you don't understand what I'm asking you, So, then the officer took the driver's phone and saw he was supposed to be an Uber driver, but he said, hey, this doesn't match what's on the account. It's not the same guy. It turns out the guy was using like somebody in his family. It was their account. And so,
so even after the ID thing, he was still like scamming someone else's account.
Well, no, he just, his brother, it was his brother's account.
Oh, okay.
It was the right car and all that.
He was
Yeah, he'd never been background checked or anything like that. He was using his brother's account. So then he got, they let him out in handcuffs, and the people are stuck there. They still have a little bit to go. And it's just been just a shit show for them, their first Uber ride. So they contacted Uber and requested a refund for the ride. And of course, Uber told them what they always tell them: this trip isn't eligible for refunds.
Of course.
The guy's like, this is an illegal driver. It's not his car. He asked asked me to drive. He got arrested by the police. We were escorted out by the police. If this doesn't qualify for a refund, you're going to have to tell me what does.
Right.
And so, this newspaper emailed Uber to ask why they weren't eligible for a refund. And of course, after that, Uber refunded the money, as they are wont to do whenever some kind of media get involved.
Yeah, anything. I remember the one time I ordered Uber Eats, and I had Megan and I were at a hotel somewhere, and I ordered the wrong food, or I forgot something, so I immediately canceled it, and I immediately messaged them, and they're like, "Nope, sorry, too late," and I had to fight with them for about 30 minutes.
Really?
Before I finally got my money refunded. But yeah, just beat them down.
Yeah. Yeah. So it said the sheriff's office issued the driver 2 tickets and a trespass warning, and he has to pay a $2,000 fine.
Okay. Well, yeah,
So
I'm glad.
Can you imagine that on your very first Uber ride? That's what happened. This is like your very first Uber ride you've ever taken, and that's the stuff that goes down.
Well, the next video, my comment was going to be why these people continue to, hey, this, when they said, oh yeah, we'll switch seats with you. Like, why customers do this shit. And this next video is kind of the
same thing.
Same thing. So we'll play that, and then we'll kind of expand on, here we go.
We had a terrible Uber experience, and my husband would not give the Uber driver a bad review because he was deaf. I, on the other hand, thinks he deserves a bad review because his disability had nothing to do with the state of his car. Now, I would understand if his disability interfered with something. For instance, on maps, if it told him to turn left and he missed it because he was deaf, that is totally understandable. What is not understandable is having a filthy, disgusting car as an Uber driver. I'm going to show the videos. But another thing that happened was we ordered an Uber X, which fits 4 people, because it was my husband and my 2 kids going somewhere. And we also brought like a platter of food and a cooler. My husband was hesitant, like, should I bring this platter and this cooler because I don't know if I can put it in his trunk. I said, he's an Uber driver. They're supposed to have trunk availability. He didn't have trunk availability. So he took all the shit out of his trunk and put it in his front seat. Well, we needed a space for 4 people. We're using an Uber to get there safely. So then my husband had to hold his junk on the front seat so we could put our things in the back trunk. Okay, here is the video of the disgustingness. My kids were so uncomfortable. They didn't even want to take an Uber home. I had to assure them that all Ubers are not like this, and most of them are really nice, and they try to go above and beyond so they get a great tip. Okay, if this is not disgusting, I don't know what is. Garbage all over the floor, has never probably been vacuumed. I mean, it was gross. Look at under my kid's feet. There's garbage underneath his feet. Stains on the seats. I felt nasty when we got out of it. I guess I did hold the platter. We didn't put it in the back. My husband put the cooler on the back, and then he had to hold the guy's notebooks and iPad. Look at all the stuff in the back.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead, Larry.
No, I mean, yeah, if it's that filthy, I mean, just don't get in, cancel the ride. And I don't understand. I mean, if the guy had to move his stuff out from the trunk up into the front seat so they could put the cooler in the trunk, just have the guy in the front carry the cooler. You don't have to move all the shit around.
Yeah. So I actually, I chimed in on that, and I was like, why didn't you cancel the ride? And she was getting a bunch of strays from that for not doing that. Well, my husband didn't want to. And I was like, well, like, this is the problem. You continue to, I mean, that car was bad.
It was really bad.
I had a couple sketch ones this weekend too. Not as bad as that, but
we did.
You encourage, died several times. You encourage him to continue on when, maybe I can't remember. No, that was the end of the video. I can't remember in the comments if they did rate him bad, but I mean, to say, yeah, we'll just deal with it. Like, that's stupid.
Yeah. I don't understand it. Yeah. If you're gonna be that, if it pulled up like that and it was that filthy, if that would have happened this weekend, we would not have got in.
No, I mean, I can deal with a little bit. That's fine. But I mean, that was pretty bad. She mentioned something too. I wanted to go back and ask you, and I don't know that, does the trunk need to be available as an Uber driver? I don't think it does. I don't know if it's required. No, you're required to have 4 seats available and 4 seat belts. So if the trunk's not available, it's dumb, but I don't think he's the driver. And I'm not defending him by any means. It's just it got brought up. if the driver has to have the trunk available. I don't think he does.
Yeah, I don't think they have a specific policy. I guess Googled it too. It says it's generally expected to have one for luggage or things like that, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not a strict requirement. Like you said, the 4 seats available, that is a requirement, which a lot of people don't do either. They'll put stuff in their front seat so people don't sit there. Or they will tell people you can't you can't sit there. And yeah, Gabe said you should tell him about our couple of interesting Ubers.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them didn't have the fucking AC on. I mean, and
they have windows down, yeah, and it's 90 plus degrees.
Yeah, and I ended up being in the back a lot, and it's like even if the air was on, it doesn't get back there. And there were short rides, it was fine, but like there was not one Uber I was in except maybe Lisa's.
Lisa's was great. Shout out to Lisa if she's listening.
It was like a comfortable car, and seemed clean, and it just seemed like she put I mean, most of these drivers didn't put any effort into their car, like she put an effort in it, and it was comfortable as far as I don't know. It just wasn't a great experience. And I think I think Lisa's was
Lisa was the first one we took,
but we took a couple. Didn't we take Comfort? Because we first looked and we're like, oh, we don't want to do, or was that from the airport? No, sorry. That was Gabe, me, and Faith. We took a Comfort from the airport.
Yeah. Cause you're bougie.
Well, I said, I'm like, let's do X, and Faith's like, no, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, I don't care. I just want to, we're going to be using it a lot this weekend. We should probably save a little money. That's all I thought about. But
yeah, hey, now after that Airbnb you can't deny you're bougie. That Airbnb.
Oh yeah, I am. When it comes to places I stay, I want it to be pretty nice. So, but it was a good experience. I got a tattoo over the weekend there, and I Ubered by myself, and like both my drivers, like it was dirty. One of the seats was stained. The latch, it was kind of falling off for the door handle to get out. And it was, I mean, it was like, it was kind of like that ladies, just not as dirty, but the seats were completely stained with like ink or something all over it. So
yeah. It's funny. We had one Uber driver this weekend. When we ordered the ride, it popped up the message said, it's just a kind of an FYI thing. Your driver is deaf. He was not. He was
because
I've heard of people doing that.
Yeah, Gabe went right in and started asking him questions. And he just started responding.
Yeah, he was not deaf by any means.
Well, a lot of people do that because they don't want to talk.
Yeah, they don't want to talk to people.
Talk and they seem okay, then maybe you're all right with it.
Yeah. So it was funny. Yeah, we get in there and we're like, all right, guys, just so no pressure, just so you know, you're driving 6 Uber drivers around. So we're gonna be critiquing everything, every move you make,
Well, yeah, and so a couple of them didn't really speak English. Lisa was like overwhelmed with the amount of information she was getting from all of us. She's like,
we were flooding her with the fire hose.
Yeah, well, like how many? I mean, we had to have 50,000-60,000 rides between all 6 of us.
Oh yeah, I would say so. I think I think I'm between 14,000 and 15,000. Gabe's way up there.
30. Well, maybe we might be even over 50,000 because I'm at like 8 to 10, something like that.
John's got a fair amount. Yeah, I'm sure we're up there. But
yeah. So it was interesting taking Ubers. I was I was pretty disappointed. I'll be honest with you. I don't think any of us drive. I mean, we had a lady do a fucking U-turn right on like downtown Nashville and did not.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, as soon as she dropped us off, she's on a busy street, right next to Broadway. So, I mean, it was really busy on a Saturday night, and she let us off and she just did a 3-point turn, and like she's just holding up traffic for everybody. And she's like, I'm doing this 3-point turn right here, right now,
Yeah.
Did not care.
Oh, but did we die? We did not die.
We did not die. We did not. We lived to tell the story and to drive another day.
Yep. All right, moving on. Uber customer support, as my dogs are barking at each other. Go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, so this video is just a kind of a parody video that shows kind of in and now, how things change over the years. This is contrasting kind of how support was back when Uber Eats may have first came out, and how it might be now if you call in.
God, I got these videos messed up. Shit.
They see me roll.
Uber Eats customer support, how can I help you? Hi, my food just got here and it's a little cold. Oh no, that's not okay. Let me go ahead and refund your entire order, and I'm also going to send you a $500 credit. Oh my god, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Oh my gosh, of course. We really appreciate your continued support. Have a great day. Thank you, you too. Uber Eats customer support. Hi, this is super awkward, but my delivery driver just threw my food down on the porch and pissed all over it and then took a shit in my mailbox. Is there any way I can get a refund? Oh no, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Have you tried getting f***ed, you broke bitch? Oh no, I can't eat it now. It's wet. It's wet with a little pee-pee. Yeah, put it under a fucking blow dryer, you pussy. Like, buy a new fucking mailbox, bro. Like, are you that strapped for cash? You want me to log on to Walmart.com and send you a couple fucking links? It sounds to me like you need to go get a fucking EBT card if you can't afford food delivery. That way you can go to Aldi and buy yourself some frozen chicken nuggets, you fucking loser. Yeah, get fucked.
So that was really good. That guy does a good job. Yeah. So that's funny. Obviously, hopefully it's not that bad, but it's you can definitely, I'm sure, tell the difference between what it was when it first came out. It's just like we talk about with all the gigs. When they first come out, you make really good money on them. You can clean up, and then slowly but surely, as they become wider spread, they start lowering their rates and start making less money, and it's time to move on to another gig.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's well, this is actually false advertising because you can't talk to Uber customer support on the phone unless you're like Diamond or something. I think
I don't even know if they do that anymore.
They just give you priority or something like that. But
you get faster access to the AI chat.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So crazy. But yeah, that was so funny. I love watching
that was really good. Really good.
So this driver, so I did not save the video. I realized it is now it was a TikTok video, but she says, looks like we'll both be winning. Lyft customer gets charged $80 for the ride. Then she asks her driver this question that saves her $40. So like, of course, as I read the title and I was like, I wonder what it is. And she was like, how did she save $40 on a Lyft? In her post, Valuable V says she saved $40 by asking the driver a simple question. How much is Lyft paying you for this ride? The ride was locked in at $80, she says, and the driver informed her they were only getting paid $20. Jiminy Cricket. Yeah. She says, cancel the ride and here's $40 cash. She said, as she offered the Lyft driver, they accepted. She says, all these charges for rideshare people, let's make a deal for you. She captions the post. She goes, I did this and found out everyday driver when commenters shared that this happened to me. They were giving the driver $50 and charging me $300, canceled and gave him $150. So yeah, obviously that, okay. Yeah, that works. And, I go through this whole article and honestly, where was, motor1.com. I don't even know what the fuck that is, but you would think if it was like the Post or something like that, they would talk about how there's no insurance and no one, maybe I missed it. But
yeah, I don't think they did.
Yeah, I don't think they did either, but yeah. I mean, great. Yeah, that works, but you're not covered if there's a car accident.
Yeah, we always talk about that. You got to be careful taking these private rides. Sure, you're going to make more money on that particular ride, but that same person, even if they just offered that to you, if they get an accident and your insurance doesn't cover, they're going to be suing you for everything,
right?
Them or their lawyer or their family or their estate or something. So yeah, if you're going to be doing private rides, make sure you've got the commercial insurance.
I mean, you're definitely, could you be okay if there's an accident? Absolutely. It doesn't mean, they will catch it, but like, what a terrible way to,
lose everything,
not just the driver, but the person. But I don't know. I do like the thought of her going into a Lyft and saying how much or how much are they paying you? You know what I mean? Just so we can all, I mean, I think I like the more information out there. And we have seen, I know when I was driving for a little bit, either last year or whatever, Lyft is really raking these people through the coals. I mean, it's shocking that, that it would be $120 fare and the driver's only getting 20, but I don't think it is with with Lyft. I think it's a little bit closer with Uber, but I've seen some wild prices for Lyft rides for no apparent reason. And the drivers, a 2-mile ride for like $75, and the driver's probably getting $7, if that.
Yeah,
I don't know why somebody
crazy.
would pay that much for a 2-mile ride, but back in the day, we definitely saw people doing that. So
For sure.
Yeah, just be careful when you do those private rides. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I've been an angel and never done it.
We've all done them. We've all
done them. I mean, sometimes someone opens your door and says, "Hey, here's $50. Can you take us up to the hotel 3 blocks up?" I mean, you're not going to turn that money down. But we are doing what we say you shouldn't do. I said, but don't do it on a regular basis. Don't every time someone gets in the car, try to cancel and do a cash deal.
Yeah, I've had lots of people, and a lot of them, they're doing it they're truly doing it to try to help you out. They're like, "Hey, I know you're not getting paid much. How about I pay you this, and we'll just cut out the middleman." They're trying to help you out, and then you have to explain to them, "Hey, man, I appreciate that. That's very thoughtful of you, but really, I'd rather do it on that, because if somebody, something were to happen, something go wrong, my insurance isn't going to cover us."
Yeah, I mean, I would be polite about it and just say I just don't want to do it that way, but I want to do it that way.
Right, I want to, but I'm not going to, just because it's not worth losing everything if something were to happen. Around town, I've done some, but somebody wants to go to the airport in Nashville. Yeah, I don't trust those people. Not interstate driving and all those crazy people. No.
Yeah, it's just not worth the risk. And as you get older, of course, you think about insurance and risk. When you're younger,
Yeah, like, let's do it, man. I'll do it.
Or if you're Gabe in Nashville, you just do it. You just do it.
That's right. Get on there.
Larry, Uber adding more robo deliveries to a city.
Yeah, so Atlanta, they were, they're the same week that they Uber launched their Waymo robo taxi service. They also decided to go ahead and offer robo delivery for food for their Uber Eats. So starting last Thursday, if people were ordering food from a place called Real Tacos Midtown, Ponco Chicken, or Shake Shack, then they will have the opportunity to get their meals delivered by a robot. And we've all seen the little food delivery robots that they have. So it says Atlanta is going to be the 4th city to use the program. Other cities are Los Angeles, Miami, and Dallas, Fort Worth. So it's one of the largest and fastest growing markets in the Southeast. Atlanta is a strategic next step, said CEO of Serve Robotics, who I guess makes the little robots that are delivering the food. Said, "We're pleased to be one of the first robotics companies to enter the market and bring our friendly approach to delivery." So we wanted to take a Waymo car while we were in Nashville. Unfortunately, they're still testing there, and we were not able to do that. But I'd also like to try this out sometime and have some food delivered by a robot. It says that when the robots, when they get there, they'll wait up to 10 minutes for you to come get your food. You'll get tracking notifications. You'll get a notification once it's there. You go out, and I'm sure it's something on your phone that unlocks the hatch on the robot to get your food from inside. Says these robots have a 48-mile range. They can travel up to 4 miles an hour and have been tested to work in both extreme heat and inclement weather. So
Bubba Sue that says that Waymo is now delivering food in Arizona. Oh, interesting. Like in their expensive cars, or do they have another robot that they're doing it? God, I hope not. Can we just keep it to rideshare for a while? Eventually, I don't know if it'll be in our time, but I bet it's going to be like this. Even when I did a couple Spark orders today, even that stuff.
Start being delivered. And just to clarify something, I know we went back and forth on the Tesla robo taxis, whether they were 2-door or 4-door. So the gold ones that do have the long door, that is a 2-seater. I clarified that today. I looked that up. They do have other their regular Model X and Model Y cars for robo taxis if you need more than 2 people. I don't know. I guess when you order it from Tesla, I guess you put in how many people are in your party, so they know which car to send.
Yeah, when we watched that video on the Patreon was it last week?
Yeah,
And
so.
they didn't even show the gold ones. It showed like
the regular Model X and Model Y ones.
Yeah. So which makes sense. I'm like a 2-seater. I mean,
but,
I guess it'd be kind of fun if you're going on a date with your wife or whatever.
Yeah, and they did the research. Supposedly, I forget what the percentage was, but it was only like 18 or 19% of the rides that they studied were more than 2 people.
Oh, really?
So they figured they'd save money by a smaller car, weighs less, uses less everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a horrible idea.
Yeah.
So, shit, I lost my spot. We were talking and I was dicking around and
it's time for Waymo.
Waymo in the news. All right. Thank you to Josh for sending this out. Give me a second. This is a Waymo that having a little trouble in some water. No! Jason.
They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling and trying to catch me riding dirty, 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 trying to catch me riding dirty. My music's so loud.
We're gonna get so many YouTube tickets tonight.
Yeah.
So for the audio listeners, it looks like a water main break and
road was flooded.
The road was flooded. There's cars going around the puddle.
Yeah. But 2 Waymos stuck right in the middle.
This is where the common sense, like we talked about, like, oh, I need to go around this because this is I mean, to me, some of the stuff is not that hard. Like, it's not like it's a very complex decision it needs to make.
Yeah, you wonder why it can't, get that right.
Well, I guess for that one, you can't see the lines in the road. I mean, the technology is using, right? I mean, with the LiDAR and all that stuff, I assume, just like my Super Cruise on the highway, it's using the lines to keep me in my lane. So I assume that's, the Super Cruise is basic compared to what that is. But maybe that's the problem. It just freezes because it can't make a decision.
Yeah, but I mean, they've got to have something on there that detects water on the road.
Well, at least stop before it gets in it. Although,
that's what I'm saying.
But cars can, but that's the thing. It can stop it.
Depth.
Exactly. And it can't go, oh, there's cars going around this way. Must be fine. I don't know. It's so, I would love to sit down with a programmer and be like, just layman's terms, why can't it navigate this big puddle?
Yeah. You think because we played one a few weeks ago, and that one just blew through that big puddle, that big flooded spot.
And then it ended up stalling out.
Or stopping.
Or deciding there is no stalling.
We don't know. Yeah,
there's no gas in it, but I don't know. That is where I'm like, it just kind of frustrates me. Not frustrates me. It's kind of like, oh, we're not ready for prime time yet.
Yeah, I was really hoping to at least see a couple of Waymo cars while we were in Nashville, but
we didn't see anything. Well, no. I mean, I was jammed in the back of the. You never.
you didn't see anything but a headrest, did you?
Well, yeah, the amount of limited vision you don't realize when you're in the third row of an SUV in the back, and not a big SUV, the smaller.
They were not big SUVs. We were crammed in there.
My Pilot has the third row, but it was comfortable. Like it was a lot of room. But so you're looking out this window like this big. But anyways, we didn't see anything.
Yeah. I did not get in the third row. I was the senior citizen of the group. I'm not getting
and I'm wide, but I'm the shortest. Well, no, Gabe might be the shortest. But so this one actually got pulled down off Reddit, but I was able to grab a screenshot, and it's part of the title of the show.
Yeah.
It's oh my gosh, Jason, I don't even have this.
Oh no.
What is happening? I even sat down and prepped, and I was like, okay, make sure you get this. Where did it save it to then?
I don't know.
Hold on. Motherfucker.
Oh goodness, man.
What?
This weekend it just burned.
I don't have any excuse. I know I saved this. Because I did a screenshot of it. I mean, how do you think it got on the dock?
Yeah, I know you have it because you put it in our rundown.
Know. Maybe it's under quick access.
But I did notice that when I clicked on our link in our our show rundown that it said it had been removed.
There we go.
Reddit.
It says, hi, your item plan B, one-step emergency contraceptive tablet and selected substitution are all in stock. Would you like something else? Hi, are there any substitution? They had it by the counter, but no offense, $8 payment to pick up plan B, ? Exclamation for I'll be there shortly. Then he sends another message, says something should be handled by you or maybe a close friend or family member, not a DoorDash mail stranger. I'm now involved in a scenario that I want nothing to do with. This guy doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. I fully support your rights, but don't put that on other people. So basically, he sounded like he didn't want to deliver the plan B, but but he also was fussy with the $8. So which is it? Do you not want it because you don't want to be involved in it, or are you fussy because it was only $8?
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
and I'm totally fine for him not wanting to do it. I mean, I am on board of it's your right to decide an independent contractor as a human being, as your political views on all that shit. Like, that's why we live here. You can do what you want, but don't fucking rail somebody about it.
Yeah. Just cancel the order and move on.
Yeah. Why some people think they have to it's weird. He was like, in one pocket, he was like, I don't want to be part of this. In the other pocket, he was fussy for $8.
Right.
I don't think you know what he really felt.
Yeah. So if it was $20, would you be?
Well, yeah. Where's the line that you'll look the other way and be part of, plan B?
Yeah. It doesn't make sense. So,
and then you don't want to get involved in the abortion thing, but out of the grand scheme of things, if you are against abortion, I think plan B is probably your best bet than anything else out there.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to do deliveries, he probably had no problem delivering the alcohol, which led to the pregnancy in the first place.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Alcohol is literal poison. Ask Gabriel. It's literal poison. He knew I was going to bring that up as much as possible.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah.
Fun time was had by all.
Yeah, exactly. And again, no hate to the guy. Like, dude, just don't take it. Just be like, you know what?
Or if you see it after you've taken it, just cancel it. You don't have to preach to people. You don't have to say anything. Just move on. Move
on. Let's see. We got quite a few left. So a couple of those will be on the Patreon. Do you want to do the lady yells at? We'll do both. You said you had a story in there. Do you have time to fit that in?
Yeah, I can do it real quick. It's just it's a story about a Lyft driver. A female Lyft driver said she she received a notice. She was out driving. She got a call got a ping about 1 a.m. that some passenger named Bradley wanted to be picked up at this address. Said the ride was going to cost probably about a little over $10. The passenger Bradley sent a text to the driver as she was on her way, asking her to pick him up at a different address. And he also instructed her to turn off her headlights and park next to a white SUV in the driveway. So all sorts of red flags going on. I don't know why this lady didn't cancel right there. I would have canceled right there. So anyway, said when she arrived, passenger emerged from the house and got in the back seat of her car. She noticed he had something, he was holding something in his hand. And then he told her he didn't really need a ride, but he was looking for a girl to hang out with him at his house.
Duh.
She could see that the passenger, who's about 5'11", weighs about 280, was holding two long white heavy-duty zip ties. So definitely red flag. So she ordered him to get out of the car, and he refused to get out, even though she asked him, said 6 times. She told him that he was scaring her. She finally got out of the car herself and began yelling at him, which finally convinced him to get out of the car. She went to the Lady Lake Police Department and filled out an affidavit, and police officer contacted Seymour. He admitted that he didn't really need a ride. He only wanted the company of a female driver, and the zip ties were intended so that she could tie him up as he showed her around his house so she would not be frightened.
What in the hell? That's not where I thought that was going.
Yeah. I mean, but so he was issued a warrant for his arrest, taken into custody. In December, I guess a little earlier, he was arrested on a drunk driving charge. In February, he lost his driver's license for 6 months and was placed on probation for a year. So, Seymour, Bradley has some problems, has some issues he needs to work on. He needs to work on himself a little bit.
You ever wonder the parents of these people that do some of this stuff? I mean, we all make mistakes, right? And
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Chances are the parents are probably messed up too, but
well, I mean, most a lot. Most of the kids will at one point or another will make you say, what are they doing?
Right.
You know,
I thought you were going to make a joke with his name. You went Seymour. I thought you were going to say you're not going to see more girls or you're going to see a jail cell or something.
That's his last name. His first name is Bradley.
Oh, well, whatever.
Yeah.
You still could have done the joke.
I could have. Yeah. He might see more stuff.
Ankle grabbing.
Don't drop the soap.
Don't drop the soap. Last story before we head out and head to the Patreon. You can still join the Patreon, patreon.com/thegigecon podcast.
That's right. Be like Faith. Join the Patreon.
Join the Patreon. So this is a lady that yells at a dasher. I think basically what it is this dasher was trying to turn around in her yard, and she just like ran out there in her skivvies, I guess.
Yeah, he was cutting through her grass, and she was not having it.
I'd be the same way. I'd be like, I will put spike strips down on that to make sure you don't do that.
No, fuck no, absolutely not, with your ignorant ass, hell no, what the fuck, no.
I don't even know why you would even do that. Like, what, he just wanted to turn around and not in the road, so he's just going to drive through the grass?
I guess so. Yeah, I don't know. That makes any sense. Yeah, I can't imagine just driving through somebody's grass unless they've told me previously. I have had people who are like, "Hey, it's a tight backup. Don't worry about going in the grass." That's fine.
Well, I base it on the quality of the grass. So when I do Amazon
true.
deliveries, I'm out in the country. Most people do not.
Most people don't care. Yeah, but if you're in some HOA neighborhood, the
Yeah.
grass has to be pristine, and you start doing it there, you might have problems.
And her grass looked nice. I just want to know the story. Was he dropping off for her, or does she happen to be like seeing him pull in there, and it was for the neighbor or something?
Yeah, I think you dropped off something there because she already had. I don't think she just happened to see him, but you never know. He could have been across the street or something.
I like how she calls him ignorant.
Yeah,
that is such a cut when you call it not some dumb or stupid. Just like, you are ignorant motherfucker.
Yeah. She was not happy at all.
All right, guys. I don't know if the audio improved or not. I sent Larry a message about 20 minutes in the private chat, but he didn't even look at it. Oh, did you not have Telegram, or did you not have StreamYard up?
No, I have StreamYard up, but I don't.
In the private chat, isn't there a little red?
Oh, yeah, there is.
Damn it. That's okay. Hopefully it improved. I don't know what's going on. It did improve?
Yes.
Okay. But anyways, so I want to tell people I did do a new show last week, Monday, and that wasn't a good time to start it because I was exhausted coming home from Nashville, and I didn't do it that night. So it is going to be on Mondays at 7 p.m. on TikTok only. Just me, not Larry. I did not invite him. No, I'm just kidding. I'm trying to do some solo stuff. It's more about tips and tricks and kind of just deep diving in some of the apps and tearing them apart a little bit and just see what's in the apps and just who knows what it's going to be. But it's not going to be news. Last show, I ended up talking about the emails I got from Doordash and just breaking that down a little bit and talking about that. 15 minutes to 30 minutes, depending on, if I don't have anything to say, I'm not going to ramble on.
Yeah.
But check that out. It's going to be in your regular podcast player. So those of you who listen to the audio, you already got the first episode. It's going to be in the same RSS feed, but it's just going to be labeled different. So that was episode 1. I will be back on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern for that one. And then Larry and I in 9 minutes will be on the Patreon. So go ahead and join the Patreon, the $7 tier, and you are able to watch us live. And as always, don't put up with anyone's bullshit.
And we'll see you on the road.
All right. Peace.